welcome. In front of me is a XIAOMI Poco F4 GT, and today I'll show you how you can go through the setup process of this phone. So when you boot it up for the first time, you should be presented with this screen right over here, where you will have your MIUI version. All we need to do is tap on an arrow and then find our desired language. So I'll stick with English, and from there we can choose our region, but for me it actually selected a correct one, so I'm not going to change anything. Obviously you can search for yours quickly in the search bar, and from there we can go to the next page, which is the choose keyboard. Now technically there is only one keyboard right here, which is the Gboard. Google voice typing is not really a keyboard because it's done through a voice, as the name would imply, so I'm not exactly sure why it's here. But anyway, that's what I'm going to stick with anyway, an actual keyboard, and then we can go to the next page, which is terms of service. I can tap on either one of those, which is the user agreement, Poco Launcher user agreement, privacy policy, and Poco Launcher privacy policy. A little bit more than usually, but anyway, from here you can tap on each one of them, read exactly what you're agreeing to, and after you have done so you can tap on this little thing right here to check it, and you can go to the next page. This will start checking for your SIM card. If you have one, then it will detect it. If you don't, it will just tell you to insert a SIM card, which the existence of this page is kind of redundant. You can insert your SIM card at any moment throughout the setup process and after the setup process. Now the reason why it's actually showing up at all is just for the strict reason that you can log into your Google account throughout the setup. Now if you choose to not insert a SIM card and you skip connecting to your Wi-Fi, then the Google login page will not show up throughout the setup. You can later on change it in the settings, but yeah. So anyway, from here I'm just gonna skip this, and then there's the Wi-Fi connection page. So if you want, you can connect to your Wi-Fi. If you don't, tap on skip, and here we have some Google services. So we have things like use location, which allows the device to basically gain your GPS location, and that is used by apps like Google Maps, so it can give you an accurate route to your destination if you're using it as a GPS navigation. Then below that we have allow scanning, which allows the device to look for signals like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And below that we have send user and diagnostic data, so you're basically allowing Google to spy on you. From there we can go to the next page, which will allow us to set up some kind of screen lock on our phone. Now we have a couple different ways of going about it. We have the actual screen lock, as in PIN, pattern, password, and we also have a fingerprint. If you're planning to use a fingerprint, you will also be required to set up a screen lock. Just the reason for this is if something would happen to your finger, you can still access your phone through a physical way of unlocking the device. But you can also skip it. Now next page we have things like additional settings, which these will repeat from what we already seen, but the difference is these are from XIAOMI, unlike the previous ones which were from Google. So again, we have location for GPS tracking. Again, this is just XIAOMI. Send user and diagnostic data instead of Google. Now you're sending it to XIAOMI, so no thanks. Automatic system update, I would probably keep that on, but it's completely up to you if you want to have it or not. Then we have personalized ads, my bad. Now this is probably the most cancerous thing out here. And additionally, let me first explain this. Personalized ads is basically constantly checking out on what you're searching for, what you talk about and stuff like that, and then gives you ads based on your, I guess, interest, if we can call it that. Now, the thing cancerous about it here is if you try to turn it off, it gives you this pop-up, and then additionally it gives you more cancer by basically using a reverse psychology right here. So usually when you try to turn off something and you need to confirm it, you have the thing option on the right side, usually highlighted in blue as you would expect, but no, here we have reverse psychology. So blue is turn on, which will keep it on. Fantastic, go F yourself, XIAOMI, for this. This is absolutely this shouldn't exist. And additionally, as you probably also see, this is the only option which gives you a pop-up, unlike everything else here. So yeah, F this option. I recommend everybody to turn it off. It is absolutely AIDS, and I really don't see why anybody would want to use this. So anyway, from there we can go to the next page. Now before we do so, we're basically being introduced with this, what is it exactly called? Reimagine lock screen, there's a name for it. I think it was right here, yep, Wallpaper Carousel. So you can turn it off, but it still gives you this pop-up anyway. And you have to select it either to use it or not. And once you do, you can then finish up the setup. Now to quickly go into that Wallpaper Carousel, it's just a slideshow of Xiaomi picked wallpapers on your lock screen. And that's about it. And it only applies to lock screen. So there we go. As you can see, we are now in our home screen with the device fully set up. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.